agenda for the new year. As we know, public relations is analyzing trends and predicting the consequences. How are you going to cope this year? What are your fears? Today, I'm pleased we have a consultant psychiatrist, Dr. Emmanuel Abayomi, with us to help us unpack this new year. No cause for worry. Dr. Abayomi, you're welcome to the program.
My pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, listeners.
Right. We like to quickly say that in the beginning was public relations. Public relations was God's idea. Just like marriage, God set up the public relations profession. If you read Exodus chapter 4, Moses was complaining that he was a stutterer. He could not talk. And God was saying, I that created the mouth. Are you saying that I can't talk? And said, well, Moses, and God got annoyed and said, your brother Aaron is coming. He will be thy spokesman. Yes, that is the beginning of our noble profession. Dr. Abayomi, is it normal for a human being at the beginning of the year like this to be anxious?
Absolutely, yes. As a matter of fact, now going back memory lane in the history of mankind, it might interest you to know that the first emotion mentioned in the account of creation is actually fear.
Oh.
The emotion of fear. At the beginning of human history, the first negative emotion was fear. So it makes sense if at the beginning of every year, people have fear and apprehension. It's just normal. What is not normal is when this fear, this apprehension, this anxiety becomes overwhelming and gets in the way of your taking steps to actualizing goals and set targets for the year. It does not mean you're broken, does not mean you're a horrible person. It just makes you normal, just makes you normal human being. That's the first. The second is that a lot of times fear, anxiety results from a desire, an unspoken desire in the mind to want to control outcomes absolutely. Things must go my way. Things must not go wrong. Things must go my way. That gives rise to fear.
Right.
We can't control everything. There's a limit to the things we can control. You can't control government policies. You can't control how things will go.
Right.
When you want to try to control that rigidly, that leads to fear. The third thing I'm going to say is this. No matter what happens, you can survive it.
No matter what happens.
No matter what happens, you can survive it. Take your mind back to last year, 2 years ago.
Right.
Things happened, things you wouldn't think in your life you would survive. But you survived. Here you are today. You survived the worst ever possible. So there's nothing that's going to go wrong this year that you can survive. You can survive it. That's quite reassuring. And finally, when we make mistakes, when things go wrong, even when your worst fears come true, that doesn't make you a failure. You are still human. You can still bounce back. You can get up and get going.
Okay.
These 4 simple truths I just shared with you, psychotherapy has shown us are quite very, very helpful in helping you maintain some balance and some sanity and some calmness in the midst of the fears and anxieties that welcome a lot of people to the new year.
Okay, what role will love play? You know, it is often said that people are starved for love. What role will giving love and receiving love, what role will it play in helping us to cope with 2026?
Oh yes, a lot. It's so huge, the significance, the role of love, or now in psychiatry we prefer the word compassion.
Compassion.
To love. It just
is there a difference?
Absolutely none. Except that for the average person, especially young persons today, they want to attach a lot of butterfly, emotional feelings to the concept of love. They say, young people tell me they feel butterflies in their stomach. They feel emotion, they call it. Emotion. The concept of love becomes a lot of emotional, fantasy ideas. But compassion is more grounded, is more solid. Right. Now, its role in helping people stay sane in the new year is so huge that there's a new field, a new study of psychotherapy that calls itself compassion-focused therapy. In other words, all mental health struggles result from lack of compassion, such that if you live in an environment where there is love, there's compassion, You feel safe. Your mental health is protected. And it's important that I say this. A lot of people have this mistaken belief that if only I am shown love, if my parents love me, if my superiors, my bosses at work, if they love me, if my spouses love me, show more love, we'll be fine. The reality is, nobody owes you love, really.
Really?
Nobody really owes you love. It is not written in the Constitution anywhere that you must be loved by someone.
Doesn't have a legal teeth.
No, not at all. However, you can do yourself a lot of mental health good if you learn to show compassion on yourself.
Right.
Love yourself. One of the biggest commands in one of the holy books is love your neighbor as you love yourself. And this is significant because no matter your best plans and efforts for the year, you don't run the universe. Things may go wrong.
Okay.
The universe does not obey your commands.
Right.
If things go wrong, what do? Beat yourself, be hard on yourself, pick stones and cut yourselves, or show yourself some compassion. Be kind on yourself, be gentle on yourself. When you do that, you'll be amazed at the relief, the calm, the serenity your mental health will enjoy, and how you will blossom as an individual, professionally, and in your career. Compassion.
Okay, what of working with toxic people? You know, when you work with people who are toxic, they hate you, they don't like you, and then, so what do you do? What's your advice when you are in a hostile environment? What do you do?
Well, my advice, I'll reduce to 3.
Okay.
The first is, if you work in a toxic environment that has systems and structures that are obeyed, then please do not hesitate. Go through the normal protocol, normal procedure, standard operating procedure, and report. You have a boss who is toxic and there's a system that runs efficient as a structure. Please make your formal complaint and that will be appropriately dealt with. However, a lot of times, some of the systems we find ourselves in are not ideal.
Okay.
Yeah, the more you report, reporting puts yourself at greater risk at being victimized, and you may get fired.
Right.
So that leads me to the second bit of advice. You find yourself in a very, very toxic environment. There's no structure. There's no efficient system. It's self-accountable system. Take effort at protecting yourself. Take effort at protecting yourself.
How do you protect yourself?
Great. All right. Now, I'll start with the very drastic ones.
Okay.
Then I'll come to the simpler ones. The really very drastic one is, if you can, resign.
Okay.
Or rather, you're jobless and in good health and only be hungry than die or break down mentally on a full stomach.
Okay.
It does no man no good to have a job and is in the grave or is in the mental health facility because he broke down from the toxicity in a workplace environment. So resign, you get another job. I know that's very drastic. Now the other measures you can put in place if resigning is too drastic,
Right.
is avoidance.
Okay.
As much as possible,
Okay.
avoid contact with such persons. Now, there are some people, no matter how hard you try, you really can avoid them, especially if you're in the same office space. Now, ventilate is what we do. To ventilate simply means you find yourself in a stuffy room and the air there's toxic. You open the windows and there's some release and there's some fresh air. You can't resign. You can't report to anybody that will act on it. Make sure you find someone to talk to. A problem shared is a problem half solved. Talk to someone. Now, the advice I'm giving you is generic, but specific. If you work in the media house, for example, the toxicity you face will be different from what happens if you work in a hospital. So speak with colleagues there, speak with mentors, speak with other people, ventilate, share your pains and burdens. You just may find someone else in your office who's faced a similar situation.
Correct.
And learn some tricks and help them. So you find advice, you find counsel from ventilating. And finally, confrontation.
Okay.
Yes, you heard me right. Confront. Some people are just bullies, cowardly bullies.
Right.
And all they want you to do is just confront them. And the moment you confront them, they'll sit up. They won't even escalate it. Because a lot of times, they know they're in the wrong by being toxic to you. When you confront them, there really is nobody up there to go talk to.
Okay.
If they go report you and a panel is set, they'll discover that they are at fault. So avoid, ventilate, talk to someone, or actually confront. And a final word, especially for the younger generation, Gen Z, if you are listening to me, please don't take offense. A lot of times, people will say, I'm living in a toxic environment. It's not really so much about the environment they are living in or their bosses. It's just outright laziness and slothfulness that these individuals are. If you work for me and you're lazy, you're slothful, you're not meeting up to your target, I'll be hard on you. That's not being toxic. That's asking you to be accountable. So sit up, be good at what you do. If you're really very exceptional at the job you do, it will be very difficult for your boss to be toxic to you, because if he or she is toxic at the best staff, it is his loss. And if he has superiors, he will be held accountable.
Okay, let's talk about target setting. How do you set realistic targets? When you are being told, you are being challenged that you should stretch out, you should reach forth for greater things.
Interestingly, this is the time of the year where we get a lot of pep talks and motivational pitches. People will come and tell you that they started their restaurant with a grain of rice, and look at where they are today. They own a rice mill. Well, now that's all fantasy, head in the clouds kind of talk with no solid feet planted in the ground. What do you do to set realistic target? In human optimization, where in the field I'm an expert as well, in addition to being a psychiatrist, there are several approaches to goal setting. One of them, very effective, is what we call the SMART approach to goal setting. SMART, the acronym S-M-A-R-T.
Yeah, S is for
specific.
Right.
Make your goals specific, not just generic goals. I want to be rich in 2026. That's vague. Make it specific. When you say rich, do you mean you want to get a new car? Be specific about the car. You want to pay your rent. You want to be able to build a house. Be specific. You want to have a new business that self-generates income. Be specific. Then M, make it measurable. It must be measurable. A should be achievable. If I tell you I want to be
realistic.
Yeah, then R is realistic.
Oh, okay. Achievable.
Achievable.
Okay.
If I tell you I want to become the president of Nigeria in 2026, for example,
there's somebody there.
There's no election in 2026. So that's all realistic. That's not. There must be time bound. Don't just say I want to be a graduate from. I'm a student, for example. Okay, now let me say I want to own my company. Whenever. There must be a time. It must be time bound. So again, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. When you do this, it makes it easier for you to set goals and take steps towards achieving them.
Okay, some of our practitioners are very hard on themselves. They push hard. So what's your word of advice, word of caution? What can happen? What's the breaking point?
Oh yes, it's good to be sometimes a taskmaster or a slave driver on yourself, but after a while you come to realize it's becoming counterproductive. You're always irritable, on the edge, cranky. Your wife is not enjoying your relationship with her anymore. Your children are not enjoying your relationship. Your neighbors, even at work, your colleagues, you're getting into unnecessary struggles, friction with them. So be kind to yourself. Be gentle on yourself. Be kind on yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. What's not okay is not learning from your mistakes or repeating your mistakes. So it's okay to make. So be kind, be gentle on yourself. Make some allowances. A good illustration I tell a number of my clients who come to me is, especially those who have a trait for perfectionism and are very hard. They are strong. Hey, look at the shape of the earth. It's not a perfect sphere, and God is communicating something to you that way. Me that created the earth, I didn't make a perfect sphere. So it's a geode. It has some funny shape at the edge. So it's okay if you're not perfect. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay if some of your targets for the year 2025 were not met. That's why you are weak. This morning, 2026, God has given you another chance. You can go again. Don't be hard on yourself.
Okay, public relations practitioners are reputation managers. How do we manage reputation? When it comes to reputation, you label, some people label people, this is an evil man, this is bad, this is... How do we manage these absolutes?
Oh yes, I really don't envy your as public relations practitioners, really, because I don't believe there are good or bad people. But when it comes to public relations and image management, some people can be better. In other words, some people are actually not good. So what do you do? No matter how bad your client is, he has some strengths. So emphasize his strengths.
Cherry pick,
emphasize his strengths, maximize his strengths. And his weaknesses, find a way to minimize them and mitigate them. Then judge your audience. The same message need not apply to all audiences. Who's the most upset with the image of your boss?
Right.
What demographic is it? Now, what appeals to this demographic? Say, for example, the Gen Zs are the most upset with the boss. And you're coming on TV, appealing to the older generation. You may not get as much results as going on Twitter, going on X, and engaging them. Acknowledge first their grievances, because if you do not, you'll be seen as haughty and arrogant. Acknowledge their grievances. Acknowledging their grievances does not admit that your boss is in the wrong or is indeed bad. It just acknowledges it helps reduces the anger that they feel. Once the acknowledgement is done, then find a way to communicate with them, emphasizing the strength. No matter how bad, even the devil, as bad as the devil is, still has some strengths.
Right.
At least the devil, knowing that the devil exists, makes you sit up so you don't get into the devil's trap. So emphasize some of its strengths. As a matter of fact, you may not like to hear this, the devil, as bad as he is, how does he appear to people? As an angel of light. That's public relations, that's image making. So even if your boss is the devil, find some good points. Let him find some light around him. Let him appear as an angel of light. And a lot of people will fall for it. They will believe him. That's my little bit of advice for image makers who have bosses who are
corrosive. Okay. So what should we be doing now in January? What should we be doing now? What's your advice as a psychiatrist? January, now people are coming in. What should we be doing?
Oh yes, I'll leave you with 4 bits of advice in the month of January. If you're yet to set your plans and targets and goals for the year 2026, it's not too late. You still have a lot of time in your hands. There's a saying in Yoruba that when you wake up is your morning. So if you're waking up tomorrow morning, it is still your morning. 4 areas of your life you should focus. The first is your personal life.
Right.
Your personal life. What are your goals as an individual? And it's not something extravagant. It's just pretty something very simple. What are your sleep goals? Because it all boils down to you and how much sleep you get at the end of the day. Your best decisions.
Why is that important?
Why
is sleep important to the professional? Because some people like, working in the night, burning sleep. I've not been sleeping, and they think it's a bragging right.
Oh yeah, well, for those who do not mind avoidable errors, I'll say congratulations to bragging rights with your sleep. But research has shown that when you sleep, your brain has room to rest and refresh and regenerate. All you learned during the day, it is during sleep that it is consolidated in your memory. When you sleep and you wake up fresh, you're able to make sound decisions during the day. If you're making $1 million decisions, then you understand the need to sleep well the night before. If you're making ~5 decisions during the day, then you can afford not to sleep and stay up late at night. So sleep should be one of your goals for this year. Yeah, otherwise you just find yourself making avoidable errors, even as a public relations professional. That's part of your life as a personal, as a person, as an individual. Your appetite, you should feed well. You should feed well, not excessively, but your feeding should be healthy. Then hygiene, you should look good. I wish I had my brother on like you, so I'll look good. You should look good. Okay. So personally, that's you. And then your work/education, that's the second thing. What's the plan? You have a master's degree, you like to have a PhD, you have a BSc, HND, you like to get. What are your plans for this year? They don't come by wishful thinking. Okay. If you keep wishing that, okay, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, I'll have a PhD, I'll have a master's. This is January 2026. Get down to work, put pen to paper. What do you want accomplished? Apply to that school. Education, career. Do you want to start a new business? Start this year.
Okay.
And the third is family. What are your family plans?
Why is that important?
Because at the end of the day, the way we are, the way our makeup, for 2 reasons actually, our constitutional makeup as human beings, man was not made to live in isolation, to live alone. It's to thrive on planet Earth, you need family, you need friends. So that part of your life is important. That's the first. The second is research has shown that loneliness is as bad, if not worse, than smoking.
Really?
Yes, sir. One of the leading causes of death today. So company, community, what are your plans for it? And finally, leisure, play. All work without play, as they say, makes Jack a dull boy. And if you look at one of the major religions in the world, the biblical account in the book of Genesis, and the way it was, it all boils back to all this for, the man Adam was put to sleep at some point, because the man had been working all night. He was put to sleep.
Yeah.
So he slept, and he was put in the garden so he could eat. That was feeding, proper food. And that's taken care of. A wife was made for him. That's family, companionship. And then work, tend the garden. That's work. Get education, do some work. And at the end of the day, it was said that God will come to him in the cool of the evening and take walks. He was taking walks in the park. That's leisure, exercise. They are all important towards helping us maintain optimal mental health.
I want you to talk more about exercise, because some people don't take exercise. They just walk. What's the role of exercise to become a better person?
All right, I'll just mention very quickly 2 shocking statistics about the advantages of exercise. The first is exercise has been shown to improve your mental health.
Is there a relation as you walk, something is happening?
Absolutely. As you walk, as you exercise, your bodies, they release some chemicals that go on to protect your brain from coming down with a mental disorder. And the second shocking fact about exercise is when you carry out physical activities, there are some components of our chromosomes, of our genetic makeup that we call telomeres.
Okay.
As you exercise, now as we all live from the time of birth until our time of death, we all have telomeres. Telomeres, they shorten in length.
Okay.
They are a certain length, so which as we grow older, they shorten in length until the time of death when we eventually die. But the more exercise you carry out, you actually lengthen these telomeres.
Okay. What about reading? This is called the exercise of the mind, So what about reading? What role is reading?
Yeah. Beyond the fact that reading makes you very, very well informed, able to engage meaningful conversation with people from all over, all spheres of life, research has also shown that when you read, especially when you're young, it protects your brain from the disease, the mental illness of old age that we call dementia. When people forget things, they miss their way around the house, they're able to find their way. Reading protects you from dementia.
You're watching Your Image, the very first edition in this brand new year. And we've been talking about setting agenda for the new year. Our guest has been Dr. Emmanuel Abayomi, a consultant psychologist from the Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Arrow. He's been unpacking the things for us. And I hope you have been able to pick 1 or 2 things and set good agenda. Dr. Abayomi, we'd like to thank you for honoring our invitation to come.
My pleasure.
Is there any last word that you want to leave with our viewers? Any last word?
Yes, in the year 2026, it's new. You've never worked this year before. Be kind on yourself, be gentle on yourself, and make sure you take good care of yourself. It's only you've got. If you don't take care of yourself, who is going to take care of you for you? Thank you.
Who is going to take care of you? And on that note, we'd like to call it a day on the program. On behalf of the whole Pr-Primus team, headed by Aki Okudero, Bukola Olarinde, and Martins Adeoye, this is Dari Folarin, yours sincerely, saying bye for now.